Stay tuned for Campbell County's premier sports talk show. It's Jake Miller Sports Talk on WLEF. Stay tuned.
Opinions, positions, or strategies expressed on this program do not necessarily reflect those of the staff, management, or advertisers of WLAF.
Welcome back. Another edition of Jake Miller Sports Talk live right here on WLAF, 1450 AM, 100.9 FM, Comcast Channel 1089 on Facebook, on YouTube. I don't even know where else we're at. We're on like 11 different platforms at this point. I love it. Absolutely. Jake Miller alongside Daniel Collins, Matthew Moore. We're going to be joined by Tucker Harlin here in about 15 minutes as we discuss everything going on with the college football transfer portal right now and the chaos that it has created. Daniel, the now life that we have to live if you're a football fan. And, of course, you know, high school recruiting at this point, we have almost just put it on the back burner and not even worried about it. There might be a couple of guys that are still out there, but nobody that Tennessee is actively pursuing because we're putting all of our eggs right now into the transfer portal because that is where Josh Heupel has proven that he can get the most out of the talent that he gets.
Yep, and it's, I mean, like you said, it is college sports today. Whether you like it, hate it, doesn't really matter. You know, nothing's going to change. Right? I mean, they've set it in stone. Money is everything. You look at the kid out of Washington, the quarterback up there in the situation. He agreed to sign with them, did this, that, and everything else, and then the day of, he up and goes somewhere else.
And unfortunately, you know, that's the nature of the beast right now in college football. You know, as it stands, I think I saw a stat earlier that over 25% of all Division I FBS football players are in the transfer portal.
That's insane. And Tennessee's had their fair share.
Tennessee has had their fair share. And, you know, one of the things that I want to highlight here is, you know, obviously Tennessee loses Jordan Ross to the transfer portal, former five-star player. But did you get the five-star results out of him?
No.
Like we were expecting? Absolutely not. So you see people on social media going crazy like, oh, well, what happened here? Why are we losing Jordan Ross? Well, guys, here's the thing. He didn't contribute. He didn't necessarily get the chance to contribute. And he didn't feel like that was going to be, you know, something going forward. Of course, you know, Jim Knowles coming in, and maybe his scheme did not fit the Leo position the way that we would like it to for Jordan Ross, and maybe that's why he transferred. You know, a lot of the times, guys, it doesn't have to do with how much playing time you're getting or how much playing time you're promised. It's about how much money you're going to get. You know, Matthew and I had a conversation last week about Bennett Warren and, you know, asking for $3 million. It's like, oh, buddy, what did you do?
Yeah.
Like, first of all, offensive linemen are not going to get that.
No.
You know, and that's the unfortunate part of the game. It's probably one of the more important parts of your offense. They don't get the recognition that they deserve, and you just have to accept that.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's only one offensive lineman in the nation, and it's the five-star that had agreed to go to LSU before Kiffin came on, and he stayed with Kiffin. I think he's got like a $3.5 million deal. But, I mean, this kid is apparently the end-all, be-all of offensive linemen. I think he's a tackle.
And, of course, you know, we talk about the transfer portal. Tennessee hosting the number one player in the transfer portal, and Sam Levitt, of course, spending the last year at Arizona State. Didn't necessarily get the meaningful snaps that he wanted, but when you look at the intangibles that this kid has, when you look at the potential that he has in a Josh Heupel system, obviously he's talented, because it's one thing to be a 5-star out of high school.
It is.
And this is the hardest job of the people in that industry, and we're going to be talking with Tucker about that as well. But you have to be able to judge a kid's apex while they're a junior in high school.
It's crazy. We've talked about it on the show before. You say junior, I'm saying, like, if you're a stud athlete, these college coaches are going to know about you 7th, 8th grade. I mean, we're going back that early in school. Especially like quarterback position or wide receivers. Offensive, defensive lineman, probably not, because you don't get that big that early.
Right.
But true arm potential, true receiving capabilities, if you've got it, you've got it.
Right.
And middle school kids.
But when do they reach their apex?
Exactly.
That's the thing.
That's the thing.
Like, have they already peaked?
Yeah.
Because you get some of these 5-stars on campus, and we've seen it. Nico Iamaleava is the first that comes to mind. Coming in number 2 quarterback recruit behind Arch Manning, who is going to be playing his senior year at Texas. And, of course, if you go to that game, you're going to get to see another generation of Mannings play at Neyland Stadium. And when I look at Nico, it's like, okay, who made the call on that? Yeah. Who looked at him? I don't know if it was Steve Wiltfong or whoever at On3 that said, hey, this guy is a 5-star quarterback. Because the only time that we ever saw him, we only saw him in 13 real football games.
Yeah.
The other times that we saw him, it was in 7-on-7 camps in pajamas.
Yeah.
And that's a completely different style of football.
And Tennessee fans have a bad taste in Nico. Bad taste in their mouth from Nico. I'll give Nico this. He is a great athlete. I mean, watching his volleyball, I know it sounds crazy, but watching
he's athletic.
He's athletic as all get out. As far as a quarterback,
There's a reason he's at UCLA and not at like an Ohio State, Michigan, Texas, Miami, for that matter, which we're going to be talking about them as well with Tucker Harlin. And Daniel, some of the other guys, Chaz Coleman is going to be in town, the edge rusher from Penn State. Now, it was looking like he was not going to come to Tennessee, and now we get him on a visit. Well, in the meantime, you've got Sam Levitt on campus right now, and he's extended his visit into tomorrow. If you were driving across the Henley Street Bridge today, you would look at the Jumbotron and see Fortnite on the screen, and whose picture was right next to it. It was Sam Levitt sitting at the 50-yard line playing Fortnite. It's one of the things they've kind of done for a few people, actually, when they come in for their visits. Find out their favorite video game, put it on the Jumbotron. I feel like that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's a good recruiting tool, and it's not going to decide whether or not he comes to Tennessee, but it's something that's like, okay, well, these guys, this is the kind of vibe that's being set here.
I mean, we've talked about it. Money is the end-all, be-all, but you've got to have something to where these recruits, you stand out to the recruit. The money is going to be about the same no matter where most of these athletes go. Let's just be honest.
Right.
You're talking about maybe a couple $100,000 difference. College that knows they're going to play pro ball, which that's where we're at now. I mean, if you're getting paid to play college ball, there's a good chance you're going to go to the league and play something. You might be practice squad or something in the league. But, Tennessee is trying to do this to where they stand out in players' minds. When I think of something that sticks out in a player's mind, the Joe Paterno from Penn State defense. That's it.
And they were a contender in the Big Ten every single year.
Every single year.
When you look at today's game, you look at Indiana. You look at teams like Alabama. You look at teams like Texas. You look at teams like Miami. What do they have? They have a good defense.
Good defense.
And when you think about what Tennessee needs, and you start to see these guys coming, leaving the program, like Boo Carter, for instance, who's Ricky Gibson is another guy that left the program. Jordan Ross has left the program. And then we got a bunch of guys that are going to the league. And I think that is good that we have guys going to the league. But you've got to also be able to fill those spots. And, yes, I understand that getting Sam Levitt would be huge. You cannot throw all of your money at one guy.
No.
Because you still have to build around him. Do we have a salary cap? No, we do not. Salary cap does not exist in college football. However, your boosters could give you a certain budget. What that budget is, nobody knows.
Yeah.
But when you look at that, do you give all the money to Sam Levitt? Absolutely not.
No.
I think we can get him? Absolutely. Now, is it going to be to the point where it affects the other players that we can go get? It could. Now, having said that, what have we always said on this show, Daniel, about those that need to win? If you need to win, you will make it happen. If Tennessee's boosters want to win, if this Tennessee program wants to win, they will find a way to make it happen. Now, I will say the way you don't do that is to go and target your fan base on Twitter talking about the entertainment district that you're building outside of England Stadium and G10. Now,
that's ridiculous.
And we're going to have our own topic of conversation on that later in the show.
That made me mad.
But, I mean, the bottom line here, folks, is Josh Heupel has been able to prove he can go get guys out of the transfer portal and make it work. Hendon Hooker, transfer portal guy. Granted, he was brought in by Jeremy Pruitt. Josh Heupel went and got Joe Milton, who was a good bridge quarterback for that team in between Hendon Hooker and that team that got us to the college football playoff. Joey Aguilar, who we got a discount. We are not going to find another quarterback at a discount and get the same production that we got out of Joey Aguilar. But with the way we can do this, I have a feeling we can get Sam Levitt if we keep him on campus long enough, keep him through tomorrow, make him say yes.
Yep.
Bottom line, you have to make him say yes. Do not let him leave Knoxville without committing to the University of Tennessee. Because if he's staying on campus for an extra day, there's a reason he's staying on campus for an extra day. Now, whoever is in this room with him, whether it be Josh Heupel, the guys from Spire, whoever it may be, make it happen tomorrow.
Do you think Faison, Brandon, is part of this conversation?
He very well might be. He very well
just
might
as because let's be honest, we're good at going and getting one-year quarterbacks. Faison, he seems like the type that wants to learn. He wants to be at the University of Tennessee.
Almost like a mentorship.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you've got to wonder, because, he's already signed his NIL deal.
Of course.
100% Faison signed his NIL deal for next season. You've got to wonder if he is part of the decision-making behind everything. As crazy as that sounds, do you want to sit behind this guy? Do you want him to teach you? Do you want to learn?
Do you think he's ready?
See, that's the thing is
because you've also got George McIntyre over there as well.
That's true. That's why we're not paid the big bucks to make these decisions. But just outside the box thinking, if it was me, I would want who my predecessor is to want me there.
100%.
So that's got to play some kind of mental stuff. I don't know the right word, but that's just me thinking out loud. Call me crazy, but you've got to think, you got McIntyre, you've already got Faison. Faison, of course, is your prodigy. I don't like using that word because it was used with Nico quite a bit. But
the Polynesian Peyton is what they call them. The Polynesian Prince.
So
I got so sick of hearing it.
Do you want to sit behind Levitt and learn?
Well, here's the thing. I think if Faison Brandon wants to come in and do that, he's in a much better situation than Nico was because the way it played out when Josh Heupel first got here, we tried rolling Joe Milton out the first two games. It didn't work. You roll out Hendon Hooker, things get better. It's like, okay, Joe, here's the deal. If you want to stay, we can have you here, and you're going to learn from Nico. And he did. And then you had Nico saying, okay, well, I'm going to learn from Joe. He did. But he didn't apply what he learned from Joe to the field. Now, granted,
he don't have the arm.
He doesn't have a howitzer on his right shoulder that's going to send the ball 90 yards down the field. That was the difference there. And then you also did not have the body style that Joe Milton had. Joe Milton was built like a tight end that just so happened to play quarterback and could play it pretty well. He was at least serviceable enough to get us to a decent 9-4 season.
He was serviceable enough to be a backup quarterback in the National Football League right now.
And finished out the season for the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Matter of fact.
Yeah. He's – if a player can – if we can sit here and say that a Tennessee quarterback was good enough to make it to the NFL –
we've done our job right.
We've done our job. Right? We've got Hendon, who's still around. You've got Joe, still around. And it's like, okay, well –
well, think about this. Tyler Bray. He was around the NFL forever.
Yeah.
From Kansas City to Chicago, he was a backup quarterback.
And a good one.
And he made a lot of money being a backup quarterback.
Yeah.
He's now drawing a pension, I'm pretty sure, for playing. I think it's 4 years you have to be on a roster, on the active roster, in order to get a pension. And I think he's got that.
Yeah.
That's going to be something we look at going forward, too, is, some of the guys that Tennessee has put through to the NFL. We're also going to be talking about Jason Witten, who just took the job with Oklahoma, not as a head coach but a positions coach. So I'm really gonna dig into that a little bit.
That one
more.
hurts.
That one hurts because Jason Witten is a VFL, and of course you got to think he's got a son that is now getting to that point. It's like, okay, he's got to make his college decision. What's going to happen?
Yeah, you'd love to see him back in orange.
I'd love to see him back in orange. Stay with us. When we return, Tucker Harlin from Vols-Wire Sports Illustrated joins us next right here on Jake Miller Sports Talk. Stay with us.
At Alco Builders and Realty, we have agents that know the area, that are experts in the local market. It's very important in real estate to have someone on your team that understands the market. Give us a call. We'd love to hear from you.
For more than 5 decades, one name has delivered excellence in paving: Boshears. Boshears Paving. From the perfect finish of your home driveway to commercial parking lots to roads for a new subdivision, Boshears Paving handles all types of paving projects. Boshears Paving protects your investment, enhances curb appeal with expert seal coating and precise professional striping. Unmatched quality, reliability, and service you can trust. No matter your paving needs, Boshears Paving is your solution. Call them today, 423-562-2162.
Hi, this is Kim from Bird Screen Printing. You need custom shirts, signs, or banners? Whether it's for school, business, or special event, we've got you covered. We're local, friendly, and ready to help turn your dreams into a reality. Fast, reliable service from folks you know and trust. Come see us at Bird Screen Printing. Let's get your next project started.
Hey, this is Larry Burge. Stop by and see us today in downtown La Follette at 225 East Central Avenue or call 423-562-3044. 562-3044. Go Cougars!
Whether you're a contractor or you're just handling a project around the house or farm, CNO Metal Sales has the best prices in the tri-state. Metal roofing custom cuts as well as delivery are available from CNO Metal. Be sure and ask us about our lifetime warranty on metal. Matt Klein can handle your big or small jobs from 1 piece of metal to 100. Select from 22 colors. CNO Metal Sales is right behind O'Reilly's Auto Parts in Middlesboro. Just take a left at the first stoplight and CNL is on the right. See or call Matt at 606-248-5744.
This is Matthew Klein, former Cougar number 42. Come see me at CNL Metal.
Since 1963, CNC Concrete has been serving Campbell County and surrounding areas with the best there is in concrete. The best in rock, the best in rebar, the best in sand, the best in pretty much anything pertaining to concrete. That's CNC Concrete. Bobby Crass is his family's second generation of owning and operating CNC. As Bobby says, we hold your dreams, the concrete to your dream home. CNC Concrete, open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. until the job gets done.
Citizens Bank is a locally owned and operated bank serving communities in East Tennessee. The bank was established in 1934 with 3 guiding principles at its foundation: assurance of safety to depositors, a high standard of service to customers, and a genuine desire to serve the community. These principles are the core factor in the success that has lasted over 85 years and grown Citizens Bank to the renowned financial institution it is today. To learn more about Citizens Bank, visit citizensbank24.com.
Quality and Clayton go hand in hand. That's quality constructed homes from Clayton Homes. The staff at Clayton Homes, located right here at home in Campbell County at Jacksboro, is ready to help you through all the steps of home ownership, from selecting the home that's just right for you to putting the keys in your hand. Since 1956, Clayton Homes has been making dreams come true. See the home folks about your new dream home from Clayton Homes, 110 North Street near Jacksboro Middle School. Call or just come on by.
Campbell County's premier sports radio and TV talk show is on the air. This is Jake Miller Sports Talk on WLAF.
Back here on the program, Jake Miller Sports Talk. Jake Miller, Daniel Collins, Matthew Moore, cruising along with you on a Thursday, 6:22 Eastern Time, 5:22 Central Time, which is where our friend Tucker Harlin from Vols-Wire is. Tucker, how are you, sir?
What do you say, Drake the Snake?
Tucker! Inside joke, Daniel.
Hey, good talking to you, Jake.
You never understand. Tucker Harlin from Ballswire joins us today. Tucker, a lot of things happening right now with Tennessee football recruiting, the transfer portal, players going out, players coming in, players on visits. How do you sum this all up in just a few words, or is that even possible given the dynamics of what we have to deal with today?
I think madness is the only appropriate word that I can use. I don't know how to describe it. It just feels like every single time we enter this cycle as a college athletics world, as a landscape, it just gets crazier and crazier because I think now the total number of entrants in the portal is over 4,000, and we've still got 8 days to go in this thing. So anybody else can hit the portal within that period. And, I mean, we've seen new entries as of today. So, I mean, there's a lot of time for Tennessee to get some guys, but it's a mess. It's one big mess right now in the college football world.
And, Tucker, one of the things that, I compare it to all the time, right, and especially today, is when you look at AAU basketball, that is now basically how college basketball is. You don't get to necessarily build a program. You have to assemble the best team that you can year in and year out. And now we start to see it transition down into football to where you almost have to field the best team that you can year in and year out with whatever you can get out of the transfer portal. And do you think that football eventually gets to a stop with this and people finally become loyal to schools again? Or is it forever going to be about the almighty dollar until we put it in place to where if you sign an NIL deal with a certain school, that you have to be there for at least 3 years?
So right now, I think program loyalty is not much of a thing anymore. I think that could change down the road because here's the thing, Jake. All of these issues that you're seeing in college athletics, disputes over NIL and multi-time transfers and the like, it's all fixable, but the governing body is not in place. I feel like there's a number of years left for the NCAA to exist as a governing body just because it is not equipped to handle this era of college athletics. So I think you're going to see that change eventually. It's just not right now because they don't have the people in place. The only thing that I would say that there is still loyalty to right now in college athletics is coaches, just because we'll see a lot of guys hit the portal when a certain coach leaves, and whether or not they follow them is another story. But in some cases, we've seen guys follow coaches. Like, for example, you look at when Eric Morris got hired from North Texas to Oklahoma State this offseason, you had a pretty large entourage of players, both offensive and defensive, follow him from Denton to Stillwater. So it can still happen. It's just a matter of, finding the best situation for people. And I do think the dollar is a big part of it, but there are still some elements of loyalty left in this thing.
And you would hope, though, that is the case because, like Tucker just mentioned, Daniel, you had a lot of those guys that went from North Texas and did commit to Oklahoma State. Same case with Iowa State and Matt Campbell leaving for Penn State. You're starting to see some of those guys now head over to the Northeast.
It makes you question, Lane making his big move to LSU. And of course, Ole Miss still playing ball, right? But you've still got to think who from Ole Miss wants to follow Lane down. We were talking about Trinidad Chambliss a little bit. He's trying to get that extension. I don't know. Tucker, you might have a better idea about how all that works than I do, but do you see potential of Ole Miss players going with Ole Lane?
No. Bluntly, I do not think so. I think, just to put it in FCC safe terms, they have raised their middle finger at Lane Kiffin. Honestly, just as a program, you saw with Pete Golding, aside from the assistants that are following him to LSU, you're not seeing much on the defensive side of the ball. Certainly offensive player personnel, you haven't. As a matter of fact, I think the only portal transaction between the two was an offensive lineman, Carius Kern. I don't know how much he played this season, but he transferred from LSU to Ole Miss, which is kind of funny. So It has not worked out for Lane so far. I don't think he's going to be able to get his hands on what he wants to in Oxford, which is, for the sake of the sanity of the sport of college football, a good thing. But it's just a matter of whether he can bring in more players from the portal. And I have a feeling he's going to, just because he's built up that reputation over time. But I just don't think they'll be following him from Oxford to Baton Rouge.
Speaking with Tucker Harlan from Ballswire. Tucker, another thing that we noticed in years past is you see all of these guys enter the transfer portal, but there are a big number of these guys, or there is a big number that don't find a new home, and they don't find it in, FBS. They end up having to drop down to FCS, or some even going, the D2 route, depending on where they're already at and if they're even able to compete at the level in which they were.
Yeah, that's been the case. Tate Martell is an example of that. I know there were a couple different stops involved there. I actually wrote something yesterday.
Who's the kid that went to Auburn and then he went to – who was it? It was TJ Flynn, I think it was his name. He's at his – Finley, yes, and he is at his sixth school.
Yeah, so follow me here if you can. He started at LSU. He transferred to Auburn. He then transferred to Texas State. I think he stayed there a year or two. And then he transferred to Western Kentucky, transferred to Tulane, did not even get to play at Tulane because he was embroiled in some situation where he had bought a pickup truck from like a fraudulent seller on Facebook Marketplace or something. So he couldn't play at Tulane and ended up at Georgia State. And now he's transferred out of Georgia State. Like, that is the poster child of this era of college football. But here's the thing. It's not just him that's doing this. Like, you look at Jackson Arnold, who was Oklahoma's quarterback a season ago, Auburn's quarterback this season. He's now with Dan Mullen at UNLV. So it's not just one or two guys that this is limited to. It's been happening, and I just think you get to a certain point where you transfer so many times in the Power 4 level, you just have to realize it's not for you anymore. And I wonder at what point we're really going to start seeing that potentially cut off here in the future. Guys just, I'm not going to say calling it quits, but quit trying to transfer around.
I'm just still wrapping my head around the whole buying a truck off of Facebook Marketplace when you play collegiate football.
Yeah, I think I looked back into the situation because I put a piece out on this when he announced he was transferring again, and I think he was innocent in the whole thing. Like they got him cleared or whatever, but he was not able to play quarterback for Tulane, which in hindsight might be a good thing because they've had some pretty solid quarterbacks come through that program that are not TJ Finley in the last few seasons. But yeah, it is a fascinating situation to say the least.
What an absolute disaster. I mean, what a complete and utter disaster.
All right, back to Tennessee.
Well, back to Tennessee, yes. But, Tennessee, Lance Hurd transfers out, Tucker, and he is now about to be on his third school.
Mm-hmm.
And there is talk like he could go back to LSU. I don't know how much of that is true. I doubt it would happen. But the fact of the matter is, man, you look at somebody like that, would it be worth it to keep him in your program if you're now looking at your third program in, I guess, how many years? 4? Because he's going to be a senior.
Yeah, 4.
Yeah.
So he's going to be on his third program. If you're an NFL GM, if you look at that, do you want him on your roster?
Yeah, I think that's the question that you're going to have to ask about a lot of these guys that are high prospects, Jake. I really don't know where they're going to or how they're going to evaluate that, just because you see it so often in college football, and they're not going to be able to do that in the NFL since they have to sign contracts. Is that something that they're going to be able to adapt to when they get to the NFL? I guess we'll just have to wait and see. It's kind of bizarre. And you mentioned the fact that he could potentially transfer back to LSU. I've not seen any clear linkages there, but that's another thing that's just so bizarre in this whole transfer portal era is the fact that guys are transferring out of schools to other high major schools back to the same high major that they came from in the first place. And then in some cases, like, the guard for South Carolina in basketball, Michi Johnson, he's flip-flopped back and forth between Ohio State and South Carolina twice now. So I don't know why guys have the tendency to do that, but that's what they've been doing now. It's so strange.
And two, we talk about Tennessee and the quarterback situation that we have, Tucker, and of course, Sam Levitt coming in. And what people don't realize, Tucker, and, unfortunately, I've fell victim to this in the past. Of course, as you know, we used to work together. And if we go and get Sam Levitt, what people need to realize is you have to give yourself enough of a cushion with the money that you were allocated from Spire, from the boosters, whoever it may be, in order to pay these players. You've got to be able to build a roster around him. And it's not all going to revolve around the offense because, as you know, Tucker, our defensive side of the ball is kind of depleted right now. When you really look at the broad picture, you look at it from the 30,000-foot view, we got to start putting bodies back in the defense because it seemed at some points this year that we were already short-handed in the secondary, and I don't want to experience that again.
Yeah, the Levitt situation is so interesting for a number of different reasons. Number one, he's the first quarterback that entered the transfer portal. Like, basically, the day the regular season ended was when you found out he was entering the transfer portal because there was some whole rift that was caused by him not showing up at the team banquet. Kenny Dillingham essentially said, yeah, he's not a part of our team going forward there. So it was kind of broken there before it got big nationally. And then there was also some talk in season of him shopping around at different schools. But what's so interesting about this, Jake, is he entered the transfer portal with a do not contact tag, which essentially means he likely has a destination in mind. Now, that doesn't mean he can't contact you if, say, one destination does not go according to plan, which kind of feels like it's the case in this scenario. He started Texas Tech, LSU, and Kentucky. Texas Tech ended up saying, hey, here's $5 million, and just sent it to Brendan Sorsby. So ended up not going with Levitt. And then it looked like Kentucky was going to be a part of what would have been the second quarterback trade in college football history, with Cutter Bowling going to Arizona State and potentially getting Sam Levitt. But what ends up happening there is they flip around Kenny Minchie from Nebraska to Kentucky, which is it's another bizarre can of worms that we won't get into now. But and then you see Sam Levitt at the basketball game against South Carolina that LSU played the other night, and they're down there talking on the court. And like an hour after this happens is when the whole Damon Williams thing happens. So that leads me to believe that Sam Levitt's interest in LSU is kind of waning. So now he's up at Tennessee. And I get what you mentioned with the top dollar thing. Like that's something that Tennessee may not want to focus as much on with the defense and what you need there. I wonder if you've gotten in a situation with Sam Levitt similar to Nico last spring, where he's looked around at so many different schools and asked for the same thing and has not been given it, to where his market value is beginning to decrease as a result. So it kind of makes me wonder if Tennessee could potentially get him for cheaper. But there do remain some other possibilities for Levitt. Like I look at Oregon, for example. He's from Oregon, for one. And Dante Moore has not made a decision to come back to Oregon just yet. And he can still do that. He would be the second best quarterback in the draft should he go. So that's another fascinating scenario. And then you got to keep Miami in mind as well. So, Levitt's extended visit makes me wonder if Tennessee really is intrigued by him, because you do need another quarterback for next season, no doubt about it. But Levitt, that whole situation is just fascinating, because it's not just him that's still floating around on the market. Like Dylan Raiola is still out there too, and I've not really heard of any strong linkages with him. So the quarterback market every single year is fascinating.
Raiola strikes me as a top that would want to go to Miami. Just the personality that he has feels like that would fit.
He would be a really good fit down there.
Yeah, it just feels like that would. But Tucker, I was talking to Jake earlier. We've got Brandon Faison coming in. Do you think that having a incoming freshman, I don't know if he's an early enrollee or anything, do you think that he might have any kind of say in anything, if he wants to sit behind Levitt or anything like that? Does that ever play any kind of part in this carousel we're in college football?
Yeah, I don't know if an incoming freshman would have that kind of pull on a team just yet. I do think he's very committed to this staff, which I think is the important thing. But I think what you have to realize is if you don't get a quarterback in this cycle, and let's say Joey Aguilar does not get his eligibility approved for next season, you are stuck with George McIntyre or Faison Brandon as your quarterback next season. And look, I have full faith in both of those guys to take the reins of the offense when it's their turn. But if one of those guys gets hurt, I mean, you're an injury away from potentially running Mike Matthews as a Wildcat quarterback the rest of the season, and you don't want that. So, I understand that's a guy that you're looking forward to in the future, like potentially 2027 or 28 as being your starter. But I do think for the time being, you do want that bridge to kind of get him ready underneath another quarterback and then hand him the reins here in a couple seasons.
Yeah, because, I mean, you just don't hear about that kind of stuff, especially me, on the backside of things. You know, you see Faison, one of the best quarterback prospects, and you're like, okay, well, we don't want another Nico situation. Who would he want to sit behind? But I totally get where you're coming from. And then, on the wide receiver side of things, of course, we're losing Brazel and all that stuff. One name that pops into my mind is Isaiah Horton from Alabama. I know he's a Murfreesboro kid. Do you think there's any way that we could add him? I think it would be beneficial to Tennessee.
So I would say of the positions that Tennessee is looking at, wide receiver is probably the one you're least concerned about right now, even though you're losing Brazel. Because you have Braylon Staley coming back. You really like what his output was for Tennessee this season. Mike Matthews was disappointing at points, but overall still had a fairly productive season. And you've got some talented kids that were freshmen in this class with Travis Smith. And, of course, Rodarius Jackson was the other one. And then think about the freshmen you got coming in. You got Tristan Keys, who is the best wide receiver in this class, and could potentially force his way into the starting lineup over Rodarius Jackson or Travis Smith. And then, of course, you got the local kid, Tyreek King from Knoxville Catholic, who is a 4-star. So as far as Isaiah Horton goes, I do see him ending up at another Power 4 school. And I know Tennessee's had at least one visitor at wide receiver. He was from LSU. I'm blanking on his name at the moment, but I don't see much of a priority there for Tennessee in the offseason.
And then, of course, Tucker, we jump over into basketball. Rick Barnes, a collector. That's another inside joke. Good old Philly. I miss Philly. But, Tucker, we go the other night, Tuesday night, 9 o'clock tip-off, and it's one of those things like, man, do I even want to stay up and watch this? And if you did, that means you got to see a 34-point performance, shades of number 3.
Yes, you got to see that, and he has emerged as Tennessee's primary scoring threat this season, and it's interesting to watch this team this year because it is almost completely different because you really only had 2 key contributors from last year's team that returned to this year's team. I know there's more than one or 2 guys from last year's team on this roster, but essentially now with Cade Phillips out for the season, you've only got 1 from last season in Felix Okpara. So it's a very different looking team. And with Gillespie, I think it's a cool story just because he's a local kid, grew up going to Bruce Pearl's basketball camps at Tennessee. And I think just from a scoring standpoint, he is a much more dependable option than Zakai Ziegler was. Like, Tennessee fans will appreciate Zakai Ziegler for his contributions, or at least most of them will. But scoring could be rough some nights for him. Like, he could click some nights, but other nights you would look at it and you'd just be like, this is tough to watch. So Jacoby Gillespie, a very consistent option for them, but it's been interesting to watch this team just because of how different it is this season.
Oh, you can ask Jake. I've been high on the Jacoby Gillespie train for quite a while.
I mean, and the thing too is the guy can flat out play. I mean, that's the big thing. Yes, he's a local kid, but he can flat out play. And I think that makes it that much more special to everyone that's watching him play in Thompson-Boling Arena. And I mean, we'll call it like this, throughout the entire fan base. That's what makes that special, especially, when you look at previous Rick Barnes teams, and Tucker mentioned too, this team is completely different than the team we watched last year and the year before that. But, when you look at, some of the teams that have gone on to win it all over the past few years, and this is the case in basketball a lot of times, your best team doesn't always win the national title. I mean, you look at the Grant and Admiral years in Tucker, we got to sit there, we got to experience that, and then we also got to experience Dalton Connect, and there was not a doubt in my mind. Had Tennessee not had to go up against Zach Edey, Tennessee's in the Final Four and potentially playing for a national championship. And this is a team, it's like, okay, they're showing signs that good things can happen. They're showing signs that they can make that next step, and we've just not seen it yet.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, I'm with you there too, Jake. I think they've got some things that they've got to figure out, got some things they need to iron out. I have harped about this on social media for a little while. They did a better job of it the other night, but the free throw shooting is something that's got to pick up if this team is going to be even a second weekend team in the NCAA tournament, just because I like the depth that they have at the front court. It kind of reminds me a little bit of what Florida had last season and what it still has this season, which, by the way, will create a very intriguing matchup this weekend down in the Swamp. But the backcourt is interesting. Obviously, Gillespie is a dependable scoring option, but you don't really have any other scoring guards outside of him. You got two guards in Bishop Boswell and Amari Abram, and I don't want to make this comparison, but they do have elements of their game that resemble that of Jemai Meshack. And from what we remember about Jemai Meshack, like he was a nice aggressive guard to add into your mix. And then in some cases in the starting lineup, especially his last couple of years there. But you look at his offense over the years, and it would come and go. And I think that's what we're seeing with Boswell and Abrams so far. Now, the big question mark, and I think it's going to continue to be until we really see some signs of progress, is going to be from your five-star freshman, Nate Amon. He has just been very inconsistent so far. Like, you've seen glimpses of it from time to time, but it just looks like a lot of times on the offensive end, he is playing to get fouled. He is not throwing up good shots. And when he does get fouled and he gets sent to the line, he's not always making his free throws, which is a concern. And then I think teams are starting to pick on him because they know he's a little thin. So if you've got some bigger big men, like heavier big men that can go after him, they will by all means do it. So there's some elements of his game that are going to have to improve, just because I don't think he's very sure of himself right now. And that has to change if this Tennessee team wants to be really good.
You know, Jemai Meshack, he went to Coach Barnes, and he said, what can I do to play more? And he said that he had to play better defense.
That was a call that actually happened, by the way, Daniel. There were many of those, and I will tell you about one off the air that Tucker and I cannot talk about on the air because it is actually that bad, and it is absolutely hilarious. Tucker, before we let you go, and I just realized how long we've kept you on, man, I am so sorry. You got a show you got to do in about an hour and 15 minutes, but let's talk a little bit about the Titans. Of course, Jason Garrett coming in to interview for the head coaching job tomorrow. How do you feel as a Titans fan about that, or who would you want to go after?
Oh, goodness. I don't want Jason Garrett.
I don't think anybody does.
They are the one team that I will fan out over on the internet. And I think this year, for as bad of a start as it was, like, they did enough things down the stretch to make me think, okay, they've got a couple things in place on the offensive end to, make me feel good about this team going forward. Defensively, you got to fix some things. Like the defensive line, you got a couple nice players in the interior. I think the first round pick is going to be an edge rusher, and your secondary is good enough to play in the CFL, and that's about it. There's going to have to be some overhauls this offseason. I think the special teams were good for the first time in forever with Bones Fossil. You got a Pro Bowler in Chinzike, so that's nice. But as for the head coach, there's a couple pretty intriguing names on the market right now. As this head coach or this coaching cycle picks up, will the Titans be able to get them if they swing for them is another question. But the two that I'm really looking at right now is once are John Harbaugh, for one. You know, he was with the Ravens for 18 years, very, very consistent franchise. I know things did not end the way they wanted to this season, but he's still got some life left in him, and he's done some good things at that franchise for a long time. So a guy that I think you'd love to have in your franchise and help with the young quarterback. And then the other one would have to be Kevin Stefanski, the Browns' old coach. Because look, he coached for the Browns, and he coached the Browns to their only 2 playoff appearances in my lifetime. I'm 23 years old. That'll be 24 in March.
Oh, you're a baby.
And he has coached the Browns to their only 2 appearances in the playoffs in my lifetime, which is impressive. And did that with Joe Flacco as well. Like Deshaun Watson got hurt, I think, 5 or 6 games into that season with like a rotator cuff thing, so that cut his season short. And then they put in Flacco, and then they went to the playoffs after that. That's a guy, and the Browns are an organization that when they get something good, they don't know what to do with it when they get it, and they had something good in Kevin Stefanski. And I guarantee you, if the Titans were to go after him, and because the other thing too you got to understand about the Titans is they have delegated responsibilities in the front office for the first time in like 4 years. Wow. Because Mike Borgonzi is the GM that they hired to replace Rand Carthon, and for a while it was like Chad Brinker is overseeing all of this, like he's this ghost lurking in the background of the GM and head coach's decisions. And he was apparently the one that got rid of Carthon or was the one that was really making all the decisions. But now they're letting Borgonzi have control over all of this. So that gives me some confidence for the future. And you look at what the Titans will have this offseason, like your draft capital is pretty good. You're drafting 4th overall, probably a good thing you're not drafting 1 overall for the 2nd year in a row. And you look at the 3 teams ahead, they're all quarterback needy and you're not. So you should have a say in who you get in the first round because you don't need a quarterback. And, you'll that's attractive to a coach. The draft stock for one, and then 2, you've got all this free cap space to spend next season. And a lot of franchises do not have that luxury. Like I know because the Falcons fired Raheem Morris, and they've got a lot of players that they have locked into that franchise. And I don't know if there's a way up just because they've botched that quarterback situation so bad. So like of the franchises that are coachless right now, the Titans are a pretty attractive one is what I'm trying to say.
100%. And Tucker, jumping back to the Vols for just a second, do we have any idea of what font we are going to be using on the Adidas uniforms?
Oh, dear. What font would that be?
Tucker, I hope it goes back to the full block because I hate that stupid font that we have on there right now, which luckily we don't have to look at that anymore in football, by the way.
Hallelujah.
We don't have to look at that anymore. It was awful. It was ugly. It was like Jonas Adu and that guy from Texas that plays on their basketball team that is just downright ugly. 2 of the ugliest human beings you'll ever see in your life. Throw Spencer Rattler in there, and then it's the Tennessee number font.
Oh, good grief. Tucker, I've got to get you before we let you go. We got 4 teams left in college ball. 4 great quarterbacks. Who you got tonight and tomorrow night?
A little birdie told me that if Ole Miss wins tonight, I will be making my way to Miami next week. So, gonna say Ole Miss tonight. I really like Trinidad Chambliss, man.
Me too.
He has really re-energized that program, and they're going against what is going to be a pretty tough defense in Miami, but tough defenses have not been able to stop Ole Miss. And then, of course, you got Carson Beck on the other side, who has not been phenomenal in the playoffs.
He's on the list, too, by the way.
Yeah, and I wonder at what point, man, he has that 3 or 4 interception game. It could be tonight, honestly. You just never know. And then with Indiana and Oregon, I think I'm going to have to go Oregon. I know Indiana's had this thing rolling all season, but it's hard to beat a good team twice, especially a team that is pretty upset about not being able to win at home against you in the regular season. They're going to have a lot of motivation going into this game. So I think the Ducks and the Rebels are going to be the teams that come out victorious this weekend.
And as far as the Oregon and Indiana matchup, Matthew, get ready to put your headset on because we're going to make our picks for that right now with Tucker. Tucker's already made his picks. Daniel, who you got, Ohio State, or excuse me, not Ohio State, Oregon or Indiana?
I'm going to go with Indiana. Their defense looks and quarterback looks great too.
Matthew, Indiana or Oregon?
I got some Moors up in Indiana, so I'm a root for them.
All right, we got Indiana. I'm also going to go with the Oregon Ducks tonight. And then we have the game, or yes, that game is tomorrow. Tonight's game. You ready for this? This is the game of the game. The game of all games.
There's no way
Miami
you're going to pick
versus Ole Miss. Who you got?
You know who I got. I chose Ole Miss back in like week 8 to win it.
Ole Miss or Miami?
Miami.
Tucker, which song did I have put into the board that is still there today and nobody will take it out, but I will never get the credit for it?
Turnover chain.
Turnover chain. Give me the U. Give me Miami tonight. I love Miami.
Listen, if Tucker gets both his right, you have to buy him a pizza.
I'll buy him a pizza. I bought Tucker food before.
He'll have to do it again.
He has.
Yeah. He had a really good Manhattan sub.
Actually,
that was really good.
Actually, have him take you to Ruth's Chris, Tucker. Make it hurt that pocket.
I can do better than Ruth's Chris.
Just make his pocket hurt just a little bit.
I can do better than that. No, we're going to take Tucker somewhere real nice.
Like Charlie's.
We can take him to Charlie's. How about that? We'll take Tucker to Charlie's. We'll get him on up I-75, and we'll get him up here to Charlie's. Tucker, thank you so much for your time, man. Tell us where to find you.
Yeah, so you can find me in a few different places right now. Of course, you mentioned Vols Wire, mainly covering recruiting over there. Have been covering it not as intently lately, just because signing day has come and gone, and now you're really in the season where they're offering people. Covering a little bit of basketball recruiting there. I think I did just have something drop on a potential flip from Alabama in basketball recruiting. He decommitted from Alabama a little while ago, but this is the last major recruit that I'm aware of in this cycle. You can find me on Voice of College Football Network. I do our Tennessee show there. That is Monday nights at 8 Eastern time. We do post-game shows as well, but of course no more of those for the time being. Also on the SEC channel on the Voice of College Football Network. That is all on YouTube. In fact, I think we're going to have a show at like 10:30 tonight, I guess 11:30 Eastern time. If we are, we will be having a show. That's confirmed. But we'll be doing it, reacting to the Ole Miss Miami game. And then you can find my work on CFB HQ on Sports Illustrated. That's a new thing that I picked up recently. All transfer portal stuff right now, man. We talked about it at the beginning of the show, but everybody is entering the transfer portal, trying to find new homes. So you can find all of my work there.
Good stuff. Tucker, thank you so much, man. We'll talk soon.
Absolutely. Take care.
Tucker Harlin, Vols Wire, voice of college football, voice of the SEC, voice of everybody. I mean, Tucker Harlin is the voice of the people.
And he's only 23.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he has the knowledge of like a 75-year-old.
When he first started, when he and I worked together, when he first started, it was very evident early on that he had the sports knowledge of somebody in their late 30s to early 40s.
Yeah.
Like someone that had studied the game for so long and that knew so much about the game that if you ask him something, he's going to be able to tell you exactly what it is or exactly who it is or what happened within a matter of 3 to 5 seconds. Like that's how good he is.
That's impressive. But yeah, no, we'll appreciate having Tucker on. We'll have to have him come up and enjoy some of our food sponsor here on Jake Miller Sports Talk.
Absolutely, of course. Tucker's appearance is brought to you by our friends at Charlie's Pizza. Shout out to Charlie's again for feeding us tonight. That cauliflower crust pepperoni, you cannot beat it. The cauliflower crust, chicken, bacon, ranch, unbeatable. Go see him today, 423-562-0116. I am proud and actually I'm not embarrassed to say I know that number by heart. I love that place. Charlie's Pizza, check them out. Stay with us. Hour number 1 in the books. Hour number 2 of Jake Miller Sports Talk coming up right here on WLAF.
When it comes to a personal loan, the person you talk to makes a difference. At Community Trust Bank, our loan specialists understand whether you're consolidating debt, covering expenses, making an amazing purchase, or planning that dream vacation. Your reasons are personal. That's why we offer flexible payment options and competitive rates to help make it happen. Community Trust Bank, building communities built on trust. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Hey, this is Chris Malone at Doyle's Tire Shop. We invite you to buy the new and used tires and friendly service. We're doing our best to continue the legacy of Doyle's Tire Shop. Come see us on the 4-lane next to Eagle Tire Pro right between La Follette and Jacksboro, Dole's Tire Shop. The tradition continues.
E.E. Hill & Son Insurance.
You know, the insurance agency started out as Hill Insurance, and it was started by my grandfather in 1925.
Celebrating 100 years in 2025.
I went into the insurance business with my dad and my Uncle David in '74 after I got out of UT. Then I bought the agency from my dad in '77.
It started as father and son.
Most people think that E.E. Hill & Son is my dad and me, and it's not. It was my granddad and my dad.
And 100 years later,
our agency's been blessed to be in a community that has embraced our agency, and we have had some of the most amazing employees.
Go Cougars!
When you think loans, think green and look for us under the big green sign. First National Bank on the 4-lane La Follette. Our hometown staff welcomes you by today. See Brian. Ask for Carrie. Look for Beth behind the counter. Or see Taylor at the drive-thru. First National Bank Oneida. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender. Your family, your future, your bank. First National Bank. Cougar fans, get your First National Bank orange and blue Cougar debit card.
At Grace Rehab, we have one goal in mind: to improve your quality of life. We provide physical, occupational, and speech therapy for all ages. Grace's therapy and treatment plans are individualized for each patient.
Well, my doctor didn't think I would be to this point at this time, and I wouldn't have been had it not been for the rehab center here at Grace.
Oh, I like all the people that's here, and they've been real nice, and I've had a ton of fun with them.
Grace Rehab, we want to help you feel your best.
Hi, my name's Amanda Pemberton. I'm a lifelong Campbell County native, former Related Cougar. I'm a personal lines agent here at Gray Insurance. I would love to help you out with all your home, auto, life insurance, and health needs. We're an independent agency, so we can offer you a wide variety of companies. Come see me and I'll be glad to help you with all your insurance needs. Thanks.
I'm Daniel Dagley, and it's that time of year again. Come see us at Gray Insurance for all your health care needs.
If you're looking for quality at bargain prices, look no further than Hammers in Clinton. Family owned and operated, Hammers is there to help you stretch that dollar. Need jeans? Hammers has them. Need boots? Hammers has those. Need something orange for game day? Hammers has that as well. And don't forget to check out their home decor. When you visit Hammers in Clinton, you save money and time with a one-stop shop. And don't forget that RC and moon pie before you leave. Hammers, off the Clinton exit, just past Community Trust Bank. Easy to find, easy to shop.
Need tires and alignment? How about an oil changer, maybe brake work? Whatever your car, truck, or SUV needs, the folks at Hensley Tire and Service are ready to help you. When it comes to your vehicle, come to Hensley's Tire and Service. You'll find us in La Follette, where Indiana meets beach. For your next set of tires or service needs, call Hensley Tire and Service, 423-563-8473.
Go Cougars!
Hi, I'm Macy Wilcox, the owner of La Follette Nutrition, and at La Follette Nutrition, we support the Cougars. Stop by and get a loaded tea and shake or a superfood bowl. And don't forget, we have seasonal menus. We're located at 240 West Central Avenue, Suite 9, across from First Baptist Church.
I'm Bailey Ball. Come see my dad, Billy, at La Follette Mine Supply. Hey, he's my dad too. Come see our dad for septic tanks, PVC pipe, septic chambers, and rebar. Be sure and ask about our low prices on Tractor Ag Fluid, Def Fluid, and Rotella T4 motor oil. What's that? No kids zone? You can read?
The staff at LUB, La Follette Utilities Board, is there for you.
You may be needing new service at your future home. LUB crews bring the experience, know-how, and equipment to put you in service. And when troubles arise, LUB crews are there, no matter the hour or the day, to restore your service. Connect to LUB.org or call 423-562-3316 for assistance on new service, existing service, or to report an outage. Count on LUB to be there.
Since 1917, People's Bank of the South has been providing banking services to our friends and neighbors in Campbell and surrounding counties. Along with traditional services, we offer the latest technology as well, including contactless debit cards, mobile banking, remote deposit, mobile wallets, and more. All this, and we are still here to answer the phone when you call. Stop by and see us today. People's Bank has 3 convenient locations. Our main office is in the heart of La Follette, a second location in Jacksboro near the mall, and our Clinton branch is just off I-75 at exit 122. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
BP is here for you. Rice Oil features BP at Big O's Valley and at Cumberland Crossing BP. BP provides the energy that keeps Campbell County and America moving. Amoco is here for you. Amoco brings you the quality fuel that Americans have been trusting for more than 100 years. Find Amoco at West End Amoco. Save 15 cents a gallon on BP and Amoco every time you use your BP card. Apply today. BP, Amoco, from Rice Oil, La Follette.
Back here on the program, it is hour number 2. Jake Miller Sports Talk. It is your water cooler. Presented by our friends at Blue Detailing. You see that logo right there. Check them out on Facebook. Go see all the deals that they can provide to you. They even do ways in which you can pay for somebody else to have their car detailed. Wouldn't that be an awesome birthday present?
Yeah, my birthday's coming up February. What are you getting me?
My birthday's coming up in February. What are you getting me?
I don't know. Probably more nicotine products.
Don't do that. That's terrible for you. That is terrible for you. Anyway.
Hey, it keeps everybody alive.
I know it does not. It kills people. But anyway, we are going to talk about today this little thing right here. You got the college football playoff right there in front of you. Have you ever had to travel out of the country?
Yeah.
You ever had to travel out of the country?
Yeah.
Do you ever get stopped at airport security?
No.
Out of all my friends, have been stopped at airport security more times than anybody in our friend group. You know why that is? Because apparently I set off the metal detector every single time that I walk through security. Every time I walk through the checkpoint, I get caught. What do I have on me? Absolutely nothing. So guess who gets to be the one that get patted down by TSA every single time?
It's them shots they give you when you join the military.
Could be.
You know what you need to do every time you go through security?
What's that?
Just wear a hat that says, I'm a veteran.
No. No. Although that is true, we don't do that.
I'm American. I love USA.
No, we don't do that. We don't do that. I don't go around looking for someone to shake my hand and say thank you for your service. I don't do that. Now, on Veterans Day, you best believe that I'm going to go to Little Caesars. I am going to get my discount.
You got to get that $5, well, that $7 pizza now.
Well, they do the little deep dish for you.
Oh.
The Detroit style, you get a free one.
Really?
Mm-hmm. And a free Pepsi Zero.
Well, that's a
You're
good
telling me out of all the places that offer veterans discounts for food, you're going to Little Caesars?
Mm-hmm.
That's all you know.
It's the most consistent because you got to think about it.
No. Little Caesars is not the most consistent.
Yes, on Veterans Day, yes, they are.
Charlie's Pizza is the best, but
here's the thing. I'd never go to a local business for that. I never do it to a local business. And the reason being is that when you take a local business and they want to offer something for veterans for free, if you do go there, I recommend tipping whatever the meal was to your server because chances are that business is taking a hit and it's affecting the people that are there.
Yeah, I get it. Listen, I'm not a former service member. I couldn't tell you. I'm just a former fat kid.
Well, and two, like something else I noticed too when I would go around and do all this is that I saw like a lot of people getting the free Veterans Day food and then not tipping. I don't like that at all.
Oh, that drives me nuts.
But, something I did want to bring up too. Have you ever been somewhere like you're ready to travel? Why does this keep zooming in on me?
Because it's Jake Miller Sports Talk.
Well, I'm well aware of that. But
it's not Daniel Collins.
But I want to say this. Have you ever went somewhere and you forgot to pack?
Yes.
Have you?
I think I have. I think I went somewhere without.
Does impromptu sleepovers count?
No.
No.
I think I've traveled without boxers before, and I had to go get like 3 packs.
So.
Oh, I got to tell you a story.
Here we go.
After y'all get done with that.
No, let's go.
No, that reminded me the other day or the other night. Been about a month ago. It was like I've been staying up late. It was like 2:00 or something. I was about getting ready for bed. Let's get my clothes ready for the next day, and I don't have any clean socks. Everything else is clean. I just didn't wash any socks.
I rarely wear socks.
I hardly ever wear socks.
Oh, well, I do. So I didn't have time to do laundry, and I think the washing machine was messed up or something. So I go on my phone. I go on the big blue department store that we have in Jacksboro, and I go on their app, and I get socks delivered the next morning. I wake up. I go outside with my pajamas. Fresh, clean pack of socks ready to wear.
So I'm going to tell.
Is this lazy or is it smart? Or is it both?
Oh, I got a better one for you.
So
everyone knows how dirty my truck is. You can see a floor in it now.
I saw the floor. Lexi has been on top of you for that. I appreciate Lexi for helping you keep your truck clean.
So back in the day when I had an SUV, it was much worse.
Oh, I could imagine.
So
you had an SUV?
Yeah, I did at one point. Nissan Xterra.
Xterra.
Oh, that's a cool car.
But so we had planned this beach trip. It was me and 2 of my friends. We were going to go to St. Augustine for 4 days, right? Well, I hadn't packed. It's the day before we're supposed to leaving. I'm not getting off of work until about 10 o'clock out at Shanghai. I get over there. It didn't hit me until I got there. It's like, are you packed? I'm like, no. And they're like, what are you going to do? You know what I did?
You bought everything.
No, I got all the dirty clothes that were out of the back of my car, threw it in a Glad trash bag, and grabbed a can of Febreze and got a bar of Dial soap, and we just went.
My word. See, I'm weird. If I get something new, I have to wash it before it touches my body.
There's a lot of people that do that.
Like if I go buy socks or anything, it does not matter what it is. I have to wash it before I will put it on my body.
See, socks I'm different about.
It
now,
does
if,
not
if it's a
matter.
pair of shorts, I'm definitely washing those.
It does not matter.
Or a T-shirt, I'm definitely washing those.
Yeah, it does not. That fabric softener has to be on it. If it is like,
you got to mark your territory.
If it's staticky, I don't know. It gives me the ick. It gives me the ick.
It gives you the ick.
Speaking of, you should have told me you were out of socks. I've got a whole drawer of socks I can bring you. They're all Under Armour.
Well, but would you have arrived at 7 a.m. with your socks on my front porch?
If you would have told me that, hey, I need socks, I am desperately needing socks.
I would have done laundry before I would have called you at 2 o'clock at night asking for socks.
Oh, yeah, if you call me at 2 o'clock in the morning.
He ain't going to answer.
I'm not going to answer. But if you do call me at 2 o'clock, you're going to get a very, very, very blunt answer. And it's not going to be pretty. There might be some words said. But I would do it.
At 7 a.m.
I'm up at 5 every morning.
Okay.
My kid has been at school the past.
But see, I'm very specific with my socks. It's a generic brand.
They're Under Armour. They are Under Armour no-show socks.
I like the generic ankle socks. I buy the same socks. All my socks, I don't have dress socks. I don't have any fancy. I have the same white socks. And I know this is very interesting. The audience loves to hear about this. But yeah, I don't stray away from my brand of socks.
Under Armour or Dickie socks. Those are the only socks I own. Besides my Ralph Lauren's, and you're not getting my Ralph Lauren socks.
And you got a pair of gold toe socks. One pair of them.
Yeah. Hashtag your dad.
So, Jake, have you heard this?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. No, so I owe you socks.
No, I mean, that was a gift.
You owe Bob socks.
I owe Bob socks, but I can give them to you on behalf of Bob.
But I would have to turn around and give them to Dad.
And then he would have to turn back around and give them to him.
Yeah, in case I'm ever stranded again at a Christmas parade in Crocs with it 30 degrees.
That's your own fault, first of all. I mean, this is another thing, too. Like, people that don't wear socks in Crocs and it's 20 degrees outside, I got no sympathy for you.
And you got to thank people like Jake and people like my dad that just hoard stuff in their car.
Listen, I was also 200 pounds heavier than I am right now.
It wasn't in your feet.
Yet, yes, it was. Brother, I went from a size 15 shoe. I wear a 13 now.
Same. If you have any old shoes, you give it away.
Sure, I'll bring you my old boxers, too, while I'm at it. Why not?
No.
My whole wardrobe is going to be Daniel Collins. What do you wear? Okay, the top is from Daniel.
The bottom is from Daniel.
The socks are from Daniel.
No. Absolutely not.
Listen,
We are not.
I've got a whole thrift store in the office.
Okay,
right there.
okay. We ain't doing outfit of the day here on Jake Miller Sports Talk. We ain't doing that. No. For as many Christmas videos as I saw and outfit of the day videos that I saw pop up on my FYP, I don't want to see any more of it.
Okay, how much Lulu you got on?
1.
3.
3.
3.
You got 3 Lulus on.
Lulu.
You both have Sennheisers.
No outfit of the day
Audio
videos.
technica, sorry.
If you make an outfit of the day video, you're fired. If you make an outfit of the day video, you're fired.
Listen, let's be honest. Out of the 3 of us, who is most likely to make an OOTD video?
Here we go.
That's what I thought.
Here's a bet. If your team wins the national championship, Jake has to do an outfit of the day. If Jake's team wins,
whoa.
Daniel's to do an outfit of the day.
That's fine because I can literally wear what I've got on right now.
But you have to do a video for social media, and it goes on WLAS Facebook and Instagram.
That is perfectly fine with me.
And Twitter.
That is perfectly fine with me. I'll shake on it right now.
No, we're not. No,
I'll do it.
I'm not doing that. We are not doing an outfit of the day video.
I think we do well on social media.
I don't care if we do well. We ain't doing an outfit of the day video on here.
I love.
That's the bottom line.
I love seeing you crash.
There ain't no way in the world that we're going to be doing an outfit of the day video. That is not Jake Miller Sports Talk. That is not WLAF. Leave that to Knoxville. Please.
We'll come up with something better.
Campbell County fit of the day.
No, absolutely not. Goodness. But anyway, how do we go from I guess we are still talking about clothes. I don't know why we're spending all this time.
Because it's the water cooler. And anything goes.
Anything goes in the water cooler. That's just how this goes.
Also, okay, you're wearing a Champion shirt.
Always.
When did Champion go from cheap clothes to being just astronomically priced?
Well, when everyone realized that Champion was actually making the best Tennessee shirt that wasn't Nike or Adidas. And it was the same case for every other major college or university. The same people that would normally buy the Adidas or Nike started buying the Champion brand because you get 2 shirts for like $25. And it was that just plain shirt that you wanted. It didn't have some goofy design on it like the Angry Smokey. That's a logo that I actually cannot stand, by the way.
They're still cheap, good quality stuff to me because I can go to the Big Blue department store in Jacksboro and I can buy.
They're selling it now?
No. I can buy just one of their shirts, their store brand shirts, or I can go online and buy a Champion shirt maybe a couple dollars more, and it's lasts me years.
That's another thing. I
And-
still have the same champion shirts that I had when I was in college.
And they're easy to come across in extra large tall, which is one of the sizes that I wear.
But you're not tall, though, Matthew.
I'm not tall, but if I don't wear an extra large tall, then my belly hangs out.
That's like Jake saying he wears a 3XL.
I don't wear a 3X.
See? If anybody in here should be wearing a tall, it's me. I'm all torso.
I wear an XL because if I don't, it doesn't go over my belt line.
Yeah, these clothes manufacturers, they make their shirts too short, and you got everybody hanging out with their bellies.
Listen, I used to have Dunlap disease, too. Dunlap disease.
What's that?
Where your belly's Dunlapped over your britches.
Folks, that is your water cooler. I think everybody's heard enough.
Yeah, come on, that was a good one.
That was good.
As we get you closer and closer to the kickoff of Miami and Ole Miss here in about 12 minutes, we're going to take a quick timeout, and we're going to come back, and we're going to preview this game just a little bit right here. Stay with us. Jake Miller Sports Talk continues right here on WLAF.
This is TCAT Jacksboro President Dr. Debbie Petrie. Our new campus is being constructed, and this is Building A on the right as you enter campus. It'll house administration, student services, classrooms, plus a large meeting room. Building B is at the back of the campus. It is a football field and a half in length, housing welding, power sports, and more. Most of the current TCAT building's original structures will be demolished to make room for the new parking lot. We have a bright future at TCAT.
Get your game plan together and know where to go before an emergency arises. When life trips you up, La Follette Medical Center's FAST ER stands ready to address your healthcare needs. From treating broken bones to caring for life-threatening conditions, the emergency room at Tenova Healthcare's La Follette Medical Center is the ultimate team player. Learn more at TenovaLaFollette.com.
Tennessee Gas is your family-owned and operated one-stop shop, full-service propane and welding supply company. Whether it's a propane tank swap for changing suppliers or a complete new propane tank and service install, Tennessee Gas does it. See the welding supply showroom. Ask about leased welding gases, ideal for welding or small car shops. Live and local when you call, and your purchase dollars stay right here at home. Highway 116 on the county line. Tennessee Gas, small enough to know you, large enough to serve you. Keeps your family warm one tank at a time.
At Alco Builders and Realty, we have agents that know the area, that are experts in the local market. It's very important in real estate to have someone on your team that understands the market. Give us a call. We'd love to hear from you.
For more than 5 decades, one name has delivered excellence in paving: Boshears. Boshears Paving. From the perfect finish of your home driveway to commercial parking lots to roads for a new subdivision, Boshears Paving handles all types of paving projects. Boshears Paving protects your investment, enhances curb appeal with expert seal coating and precise professional striping. Unmatched quality, reliability, and service you can trust. No matter your paving needs, Boshears Paving is your solution. Call them today, 423-562-2162.
Hi, this is Kim from Bird Screen Printing. You need custom shirts, signs, or banners? Whether it's for school, business, or special event, we've got you covered. We're local, friendly, and ready to help turn your dreams into a reality. Fast, reliable service from folks you know and trust. Come see us at Bird Screen Printing. Let's get your next project started.
Hey, this is Larry Burge. Stop by and see us today in downtown La Follette at 225 East Central Avenue or call 423-562-3044. 562-3044. Go Cougars!
Whether you're a contractor or you're just handling a project around the house or farm, CNO Metal Sales has the best prices in the tri-state. Metal roofing custom cuts as well as delivery are available from CNO Metal. Be sure and ask us about our lifetime warranty on metal. Matt Klein can handle your big or small jobs from one piece of metal to 100. Select from 22 colors. CNO Metal Sales is right behind O'Reilly's Auto Parts in Middlesboro. Just take a left at the first stoplight and CNL is on the right. See or call Matt at 606-248-5744.
This is Matthew Klein, former Cougar number 42. Come see me at CNL Metal.
Since 1963, CNC Concrete has been serving Campbell County and surrounding areas with the best there is in concrete. The best in rock, the best in rebar, the best in sand, the best in pretty much anything pertaining to concrete. That's CNC Concrete. Bobby Crass is his family's second generation of owning and operating CNC. As Bobby says, we hold your dreams, the concrete to your dream home. CNC Concrete, open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. until the job gets done.
Citizens Bank is a locally owned and operated bank serving communities in East Tennessee. The bank was established in 1934 with 3 guiding principles at its foundation: assurance of safety to depositors, a high standard of service to customers, and a genuine desire to serve the community. These principles are the core factor in the success that has lasted over 85 years and grown Citizens Bank to the renowned financial institution it is today. To learn more about Citizens Bank, visit citizensbank24.com.
Quality and Clayton go hand in hand. That's quality constructed homes from Clayton Homes. The staff at Clayton Homes, located right here at home in Campbell County at Jacksboro, is ready to help you through all the steps of home ownership, from selecting the home that's just right for you to putting the keys in your hand. Since 1956, Clayton Homes has been making dreams come true. See the home folks about your new dream home from Clayton Homes, 110 North Street near Jacksboro Middle School. Call or just come on by.
When it comes to a personal loan, the person you talk to makes a difference. At Community Trust Bank, our loan specialists understand whether you're consolidating debt, covering expenses, making an amazing purchase, or planning that dream vacation. Your reasons are personal. That's why we offer flexible payment options and competitive rates to help make it happen. Community Trust Bank, building communities built on trust. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Hey, this is Chris Malone at Bull's Tire Shop. We invite you to buy the new and used tires and friendly service. We're doing our best to continue the legacy of Doyle's Tire Shop. Come see us on the 4-lane next to Eagle Tire Pro, right between La Follette and Jacksboro. Doyle's Tire Shop. The tradition continues.
Radio and TV talk show is on the air. This is Jake Miller Sports Talk on WLAF.
Back here on the program. Really like that. I want that to be my intro. Can we make that happen, Matthew?
Yeah.
We'll make that happen. We'll make that happen by next week.
Get with me sometime between now and next Thursday, and we'll work up a new intro.
Also got some more changes coming. Guys, I want to give a quick shout out to our friends at Martin and Effler Heating and Cooling. They will get you taken care of, because right now we're in a little stage. It's kind of weird. Like, we're already warm through Christmas. We're still warm in January. Temperatures are about to drop again. And, guys, heaven forbid something go wrong and you need heat. Give your friends at Martin and Effler a call if that were to happen to you, or just to do routine maintenance on your HVAC units. They'll be more than happy to help you out. Check them out online, Martin and Effler. All right, we are about 5 minutes away from kickoff in the college football playoff. Ole Miss, Miami. Ole Miss, a team historically, Daniel, in our lifetime and even our parents' lifetimes, you don't associate them with being a contender in, the national championship.
I mean, the
BCS.
last time they were even close was when Eli was there.
Yes, and even then they
still weren't that close.
No, they weren't. And you look at Miami on the other hand. And Daniel, growing up when we did, Miami was the team.
Yeah.
Miami was the team. I mean, you look at that 2001 team that went on to go out to Pasadena to the Rose Bowl, win the national championship, a team which Tennessee should have been playing instead of Nebraska. That was potentially the greatest college football team ever up until the Joe Burrow team at LSU in 2019. And now we have Ole Miss, who is basically the not underdog of this college football playoff after losing Lane Kiffin. And then you have Miami. It's like the historical giant.
Yeah.
Everybody pre-Lane Kiffin leaving would be all in on Miami winning this game.
Mm-hmm.
Now that Lane Kiffin has done what he did, you look at Ole Miss, and it's like they're kind of the darling in this situation.
See, what questions me, though, let's say that Ole Miss ends up winning this whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
You have to give credit to Lane.
You have to, yes.
You have to.
They're not going to want to.
Does he get a ring?
No.
See, I think he does because he's the one that put the team together.
He put the team together, but he didn't see it through.
But that wasn't – I still don't think that was by Lane's doing.
What do you mean? Lane is the one that chose to go to LSU.
He wanted to keep coaching.
But he is the one that chose to go to LSU.
Yeah, I mean, that was going to happen. But he wanted to continue coaching Ole Miss through the remainder of this season. And Ole Miss said, no.
But do you blame Ole Miss?
No. I mean, I question Golding as the head coach. But, I mean, at the end of the day, Ole Miss has their assistant coaches, which let's put it what it is. They're all assistants with somebody that's been put in a head coach position.
Mm-hmm.
He's not a head coach yet. I think what makes you a head coach is having one of your recruiting classes in the building.
Mm-hmm.
Then you're a head coach. I think that helped helped Ole Miss in the immediate. I think that's why we see these Ole Miss players playing the way they are, because they've got a chip to prove. They're like, our head coach is gone. Who else do we have to play for except for the guy next to us?
Pretty much.
You know, Trinidad Chambliss, he's going to be, if he doesn't get, if I'm Trinidad Chambliss, I'm not going back to college ball.
I wouldn't, especially if you win it all.
Yeah.
You have no reason to.
No. And then flipping the script, Miami, they've been a powerhouse. Yes, they were down for quite a few years. They were the team that everybody in the ACC was like, yeah, we got to play Miami. Let's go kill them 35-0 and get it over with.
Mm-hmm.
Those days are done, clearly. They need a quarterback next year, too.
They do.
Carson Beck's going to be gone. I think he has to leave finally.
Yes. Which he wasn't anywhere near as bad as Stetson Bennett.
No. But it's just like, okay, well, you've got four. Okay, we got picks coming in. Dez picks Miami. They all pick Miami. Nick Saban picked Miami. So did Pat.
Nick Saban going against one of his former assistants.
Yeah. But it poses that question, though, Jake. You know, I think that the reason I chose Ole Miss, and I'll give you my reasoning behind it, and I kind of have already. They're playing like they have nothing to lose.
Right.
And they don't.
I mean, some of those guys are fighting for a roster spot right now.
Yeah. I mean, yes, they've got a running back in Lacey that's a stud as well. But these guys are trying to figure out if they're even going to be on the team next year.
There's a train outside.
Yes. It's very loud. But Miami, the undergraduate at Miami, they know that they're coming back. They know that Cristobal, that's his last name, correct?
Yes. Can we call CSX Trains and tell them to stop this?
This is madness.
That was a joke, by the way.
Madness.
Obviously, I'm not going to try to call CSX National at 7:30 on a Thursday and try to stop the train.
No reason to crash out, Matthew. I'm sorry. I think we should put the microphone outside the building and just
Turn it up all the way it can.
No.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. And then looking forward to tomorrow night. Indiana, Oregon.
I'm doing burger bowls for that.
Are you?
Mm-hmm. By the way, that's something I forgot for the water cooler. I knew I was missing something. Have you ever ordered something for game day and it not get to your house?
No.
Or they don't even pick up the phone?
I always try to cook on game days.
You know, that's something we never have to worry about with Charlie's Pizza, because I tried to call a place last Tuesday, for the bowl game. Guess who did not get what they wanted for this game?
You.
I did not. I ended up having to go for voodoo fries is what I had to go get.
Listen, have our viewers heard about your experience with voodoo fries?
I think they have.
The absolute crash out that this man went through on a DoorDash order because they forgot his voodoo fries. They forgot my voodoo fries.
I don't think I even said fries. I think I just said they forgot my voodoo.
Yeah, they forgot my voodoo. He ended up, didn't you have to go and get them? Or did they finally send the driver back to get
No,
them?
I could hear the driver eating my voodoo as I was trying to get him to bring bag number 2 of 2 to me.
Oh, my gosh. Anyways, tomorrow night.
And DoorDash only gave me $5 for it.
That's crazy. Tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night.
Indiana, Oregon. Indiana's defense, surprised at how well they play. How they're great. They have a great defense.
Mm-hmm.
Do I think Oregon has enough explosives? No, I don't.
True.
I don't.
And
Fernando Mendoza,
mm-hmm.
there's a reason he was the Heisman. This is his Cinderella story.
Well, and I think, too, tomorrow's going to prove if Dan Lanning is a excellent developer of talent or just a great recruiter, because I think we can all agree that Dan Lanning is probably the best recruiter in all of college football.
Mm-hmm.
Probably the best.
Very good at it.
And tomorrow, he's going to have to prove that the theory that it is hard to beat a team twice in 1 year still reigns true.
Mm-hmm.
Because as we talked about with Tucker, Indiana, of course, beating Oregon earlier in the year, that poses a challenge for Dan Lanning. That poses a challenge for Cignetti. That, you know, I'm looking at this game. I want to go with that theory.
Mm-hmm.
I really want to go with that theory. However, a team like Indiana, who we associate as a basketball school, historically a basketball school. Indiana's a football school. It's like
they've stamped it.
It's like they're there.
Yeah.
And now this year it's like, oh, hey, they're actually here. They're not there. They're here.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness, they're undefeated. Okay, well, Ohio State's going to show them what's up in the Big Ten Championship. No. Indiana showed them what's up. And Indiana has continued to prove itself. Not to mention, Daniel, as we talked about before the show, they are the first team in the college football playoff in the 2 years that we've had it expanded to 12 teams, in which the first round bye actually advances to the semifinal.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's true. It hurts my heart to see Indiana doing so well as a Tennessee fan.
Mm-hmm.
What is Indiana doing that Tennessee can't do? Where is it?
To be honest, I don't know. Like, the thing is, it's not like they went out and got a bunch of 5 stars.
They've not.
They've not even got out and got a bunch of 4 stars.
No. What?
Kurt Cignetti, he might just be that great of a talent developer.
I mean, it's either that or they're just feeding them different in Indiana. I don't know.
They might be. But, you know, we talk about recruiters. We think of Dan Lanning.
Mm-hmm.
You want to talk about motivators? I think the best motivator in college football is probably Marcus Freeman.
Mm. Yeah.
And now when we think of talent developers,
you've got to throw Kurt Cignetti.
Kurt Cignetti might be your number 1 right now.
You have to put him up there.
For what he's been able to do with what little he was given. I mean, bare bones.
Bread crumbs.
Yes.
And now he is eating the best sourdough you can buy.
Yes. And making pizza out of it.
Yes. It's impressive. I just want to know where that disconnect is for Tennessee. Athletic director, where is it? We don't know. I mean, we're not paid enough to know.
We don't. And, you know, before we get to the last segment, and we're going to make a couple basketball picks, actually, before we head out today. I think that'll be a nice little switch up for everybody. It'd be the picks by Slicks. And one of the things I wanted to bring up, and Matthew, I want your headset on for this because I want your opinion about this because, you know, Matthew, admittedly, you know, isn't crazy about sports like we are. He knows ball, but he's not crazy about it like we are.
Yeah.
Now, Matthew, one of the things that Danny White is doing at the University of Tennessee is he's implementing what they're going to call the entertainment district. So there's the G10 parking garage in between Thompson Bowling, and basically it's going to be, apartments, restaurants, basically like a little shopping center. Matthew, I'll be the first to tell you, I'm not a fan of that at all.
Where are we going to park? Like in Neyland Stadium?
Yes. Point number 1, where are we going to park? Are we going to add more levels to G10?
On the river?
Like, that's the thing. Where is everyone going to park? Okay? Can you, honest to God, look at a business and promise them that, hey, this building has this cap rate, you will do good on game day. Okay, well, what about the other, 351 days a year?
Yeah. What are you going to do? You got Calhoun's on the river.
Mm-hmm.
They do phenomenal because
they're
it's Calhoun.
on the river.
It's Calhoun's at the end of the day. It's good food, and they are on the river.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's going to want to say, I want to go to G10 so I can eat my $25 cheeseburger that I could go to McDonald's and get a McDouble for.
Well, and two,
it'd be just as good.
The way, and I get what Danny White's doing.
Oh, I don't. I'm on the burn it down bridge.
He's trying to think forward. He's a forward-thinking athletic director. With that, he's got to get himself in check on his arrogance.
He has to get off of Twitter.
Because what was the first thing that he said when he took the stage and took the podium as the athletic director? We don't need all the negativity on social media from our fans. If you feel like you need to say something negative, text a buddy. Danny, text a buddy. Because, quite frankly, going after your own fans on Twitter, that's Tennessee. You just don't do that.
No,
that's an indicator that if things go really bad, they might not call for Josh Heupel's head first. They might be calling for yours.
I went through and just read his replies, and I'm like, man.
So let's take a look at what Danny White has done that's aggravated the fan base since he's been here. Matthew, there used to be a thing back in the day called the Vol Pass.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
You paid $199 per ticket, and that got you into every single game for the year.
Wait, $199 for the whole season?
For the whole season.
Yes.
Wow.
Every home game.
It might have been $299.
It was $299.
Yeah, it was $99 for basketball.
Yep.
But it got you in every home game.
It's a really good deal, considering how much tickets are.
After 2021, guess what happened? Went away. Neyland Stadium used to seat 102,455 people. Now it seats maybe 100,000 because they took out a portion of the north end zone and put the party deck in which we have dubbed the Danny deck. Yep. Because it was Danny White's doing. Then, on top of that, you implement a talent fee on top of your ticket sales. And that is supposed to go pay the players. Well, what is the purpose of Spire? What is the purpose of these boosters? What is the purpose of the agencies that they are using to make these deals happen? Because it's not just Spire. There's another company called Bridge Management, I'm pretty sure is the name of it. They're handling stuff for the basketball program. But
so where is the talent fee going?
That's my question. Where is the talent fee going?
We should ask Tucker that.
We should. I'll text him after the show. But you look at that, it's like, okay, well, what are we getting for that talent fee? We just went 8-5.
A subpar football team.
You lost to Illinois in the Music City Bowl.
And I don't care what our viewers say or what fans say. Tennessee should have won that game.
Yes.
I don't give a crud if half of our team's not there. I don't.
That's a team you don't lose to.
We are Tennessee. We are in the SEC.
Mm-hmm.
The greatest conference. Period.
Mm-hmm.
Highest level of college football. Period.
And unfortunately, depending on how tonight goes and next week goes, there's going to be arguments made that the SEC goes 2 years in a row without winning one, that the conference has lost its luster.
Yeah, but how many years in a row was the SEC in the national championship?
There was a good 8-year stretch we won it. From 06 to 20. When did Florida State win it? 2013.
I mean,
there was a good 7-year stretch.
Saban has 6.
Mm-hmm.
Kirby has 1. 2. Texas wasn't in the SEC back in the
06. That's when they won.
Yeah, they weren't in the SEC back then.
No,
but I mean, it's just LSU had championships thrown in there, speckled in there as well.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, okay, well, you can make that suggestion that the SEC is not what it once was. Look at the money.
The money's here.
Look at the money. I can guarantee you, if you took the University of Indiana's budget and put it up against the University of Tennessee's budget, athletic budget.
It's not even close.
It's not even close.
No, because Tennessee's one of the few schools that actually turns a profit in athletics every year.
So why does the product not match the price tag?
And we've been wondering that for years because, Matthew, even during the Derek Dooley years and the Butch Jones years and the Jeremy Pruitt years, Tennessee had one of the only athletic programs in the country that actually turned a profit. The majority of schools lose money by putting sports on display.
Yep.
I did not know that.
Mm-hmm. And when you look at Danny White right now, to go after that fan the way that he did, and I'm going to see if I can find this tweet, because this is not what you want out of an athletic director if you are a fan of the University of Tennessee. Excuse me.
From a complete business perspective, this is a hot take.
Mm-hmm.
From a complete making money perspective, does it matter if your team is the best?
Here's the response.
If you're making money.
Okay, this is just a running. This starts. Okay, Louisiana transfer running back Zylan Perry will visit Tennessee. He's the number 62 running back in the portal.
Mm-hmm.
A fan responds, "What in the world are we doing here?" Then another fan responds, "For all the good he has done, AD Danny White needs to throw some money at the portal and give up on turning Neyland into a nightclub." The fan in which Danny White responds to says 100%, "We need to go after top-tier talent in the portal, not names to fill a roster spot. Entertainment districts don't win national championships. That is still the goal, right?"
Mm-hmm.
Danny White responds, "I've been thinking that the Neyland Entertainment District could win us a national championship. Man, I've been thinking about this all wrong. Thank you for your insight."
Just a smart aleck response. And here's the thing. The entertainment district, I hope that's not pulling from the athletic department money. I doubt it is. But one of the things that we have to take into account as fans is that Danny White does not care what we think.
No.
Plowman does not care what we think.
No.
Randy Boyd probably doesn't care what we think. I take that back, because Randy Boyd's actually done a lot of stuff and listened to a lot of people in regards to Tennessee athletics and for the Knoxville Smokies. Randy Boyd's at least done right by that.
Yeah.
And not to mention Randy Boyd, I think overall A+ human being.
Yeah, I like him.
Between what he's done for the sports community in Knoxville, Knox County, and what he does for dogs, Randy Boyd, big dog guy.
Big dog.
I like dogs.
We've got Eli Manning and Ray Lewis. Eli standing down here as the co-captains.
Where's Archie?
I don't know. You would think that Archie would be there.
I know.
I know Archie's there.
Oh, that would have been super awkward. I thought that was about to be Cooper Manning doing the coin toss.
It did look like Cooper, didn't it? It did look like. Okay, let's do basketball picks so I can go home and watch this game and yell at my TV for a little while.
Absolutely. So we're going to end the show a little bit early tonight. We appreciate everybody tuning in. The coin toss is about to happen for the college football playoff. We're going to get home and watch it, because we do not want to miss a second of this game, in which everyone is about to go absolutely nuts. So we have some college basketball that we are going to pick. I wanted college basketball, not college football. And we're just going to give you what we got. How about that? We'll just give you what's out there. We're going to do 2 picks for tonight.
Okay.
Illinois and Rutgers. Illinois, number 16 in the country, a 23.5-point favorite. Do they cover 23.5?
No.
Matthew? 23.5 points.
No.
Gonzaga, who almost gave up the biggest sports betting loss in college basketball history, only favored by 16.5 against Santa Clara, the former University of Steve Nash.
I don't know that.
16.5 points. Can Gonzaga win by 16.5 points?
Yes.
I'm going to say no. I'm going to go Santa Clara to cover in that one. We were going to do some more, but this game is about to start, and quite frankly, all of us want to go watch some football. And quite frankly, I'm pretty sure that everyone listening to this show, if you're still listening, is about to turn it off. So let's all have a good time. Let's go watch some football. We'll see you next week. Stay tuned to whatever's next right here on WLAF.